I knew you'd be back. This is WWE King of the Ring 1999 Part 2, the watch along. Hey, it's Scott Barrett, and you're back with the burning truth. And I'm here once again with my favorite co-host, the one, the only, the mighty, the hammer. It's Matt Burns, everybody! Got that. How are you, Matt?
I'm all good. I will say it's a lovely midday week.
It's very warm in the Midlands of the UK this week. I clocked it at about 33 degrees earlier on. I'm not sure if that's legit or what, but it was hot.
It's supposed to might be getting hotter at the weekend.
Yeah, I've got one of these Dyson air cooler fan things going. It's absolutely going nuts next to me at the minute. And it comes with a handy little remote. And that is what's kept me sane the last couple of days. I've been working from home and I've been able to keep myself cool and hydrated and all the things you have to do. So hopefully you're safe and happy wherever you are in the world. And we're back for King of the Ring 99 Part 2 tonight, Matt Burns. We watched 5 matches on Monday. We're going to watch the remaining 5 tonight, which includes the semi-finals and final of the King of the Ring tournament. The McMahons versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in an ownership ladder match.
Yep.
And The Rock versus The Undertaker for the WWF Championship. Really looking forward to that as well. And we've had loads of talk, haven't we?
Yeah.
About how this pay-per-view normally shows up on like the list of worst WWF pay-per-views of all time. But the first half was pretty slow watching because we've had to get through the quarterfinals of the tournament. And on reflection, based on what they're doing now with the quarterfinals being like multi-man matches to get through them quicker, I've enjoyed that element of the tournament this year, which has sped things up. And I can see why they're doing those matches on Raw and SmackDown as opposed to the pay-per-view. But I think with what's to come on this pay-per-view, an hour and 2 minutes in, the remaining probably hour and a half's worth of pay-per-view, I'm really looking forward to the next 5 matches.
I'm looking forward too, but there's one question I need to ask though before we get into it.
Go on, mate, sorry.
Scott, how are you?
Oh, do you know what I want to do with that question? I'm just kidding. I don't really want to bury alive the question. How are you? It's a good bit. I'm doing fine, thanks, mate. Like I say, good week, pretty hot. But I think we're all ready for King of the Ring. How does the watch along work, Matt Burns, for those that weren't with us on Monday?
Well, just in case, just to reiterate it, here's how it works. Get King of the Ring 1999 ready on Peacock, Netflix, DVD, or however you want to watch it. Cue it normally to the very start, but in this case, you need to queue it up for a different time. It is, as you can see on the clock, 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 35 seconds. Line it up. When we count down, 3, 2, 1, play. Hit play at the same time as us. From there, we will guide you through through each and every single match with live reactions, insight, some classic wrestling trivia, and who knows, even some conversation about the current wrestling as well.
Absolutely. And just for, I suppose, a bit of context, me and Matt Burns haven't watched this recently. This is my first watch since 1999, actually. Probably my first rewatch of this ever, since it was on 26 years ago. And yeah, we're watching all the 1999 pay-per-views this year as we get through the months, and also the 1992 pay-per-views as well from this year. So if you are not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and you'll get all our content beaming into your computers, your phones, your TV screens, because that's what we love. So please, if you want to help us get to that 1,000 subscriber number, we'll love you forever. Just hit that subscribe button. But if you're ready, and everybody's got it queued up on Netflix, Peacock, DVD, or however you choose to watch. If you haven't got it queued up by now, hit pause and come back. But we're going to count down 3, 2, 1, and play. And we're currently at 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 39, 40, 41 seconds as we see Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass, on his way to ring. I love Mr. Ass, you know. Guilty pleasure of mine.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Absolutely. As always, get your comments in, and we want to know if you're watching with us. If you're not, let's just talk about wrestling while we're enjoying 1999 King of the Ring. Billy Gunn here. We talked about this the other night, didn't we? He's currently got one of the Acolytes tag belts with him because
I think what makes it more daring is whose tag team title he's got.
Is it Ron Kill? Is it Ron Killings? Is it Ron Simmons? It's Bradshaw's. I mean, we've seen what happens when Billy Gunn takes one of them clothesline from L's. So, semi-final match. Billy Gunn is taking on the Big Red Machine, Kane, who's already defeated Big Show tonight.
Yep.
In this event in the quarterfinals. And if I remember rightly, Billy Gunn beat Bob Holly.
Nope.
No, who did he beat?
Ken Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock, sorry. Yes, he did. Ken Shamrock and Big Show defeated by these two in the quarterfinals. And now we're going to get Kane versus Billy Gunn. Kane tagging with X-Pac at this time. So it's a very heavy DX King of the Ring.
It is, isn't it?
X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, Kane, Chyna's been in it. Yeah, it's very full of Degeneration X. Not that Kane was an official member, but certainly tagging with X-Pac, he may as well have been. He even said Stucky at one point, didn't he?
Yeah. Although there was that supposed dream that people keep saying that Kane had green gear.
The Mandela effect of that green costume. If only.
If only.
So I've got a question, Matt Burns. What's your favourite version of Kane?
Ooh, that's okay.
Not Blue Kane?
You mean the one that got sued?
Yeah, well, there's a few knocking about now, isn't there?
Well,
support your independent wrestling, guys. I'm sure you'll find a Kane.
Oh no!
A few of them out there now.
There is.
Let's watch.
Blue Kane.
Let's be careful for the algorithm. What we say on here. You can search Kane variants, multiverse Kane, and they'll all pop up on Google. But let's be careful what we say for the algorithm and leave it there. My favorite version of Kane is Blue Kane. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Blue Pain.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's what he's dubbed as now.
That's what we're calling him.
My favorite was Michael Kane.
Michael Kane. You're not supposed to blow the bloody doors off. That was a terrible impression. You know, I pulled that out. I don't know where from. Some people, Master Wayne, just want to watch the world burn. Let's not turn this into a Michael Caine impression. Let's not start me on impressions.
I haven't even attempted.
Before you know it, I'll be doing bloody Christopher Walken. Two mice fall into a bucket of cream. No, stop me. Stop it.
Stop. No. Oh, Kane's upstairs.
Massive drop kick by Billy Gunn outside the ring. Did you see the height on that? So Kane's 7 foot tall. He's got the steps by his head, and Billy got fully up there, both feet. We take that for granted. Billy Gunn, what an athlete, man. What an athlete. I'm on one tonight, you know. Absolutely on one. I'm thinking about more impressions I can do.
My name is Michael Caine, but not a lot of people know that.
What about this one? Can you get this one?
Well, R2D2.
No, it was BB-8. You should know the difference.
That is a good drop kick.
Because it's hot, Matt Burns. Ready for this? We've got a nice scream.
Ooh.
These two still fighting outside the ring. And because it's 1999, the ref's just letting it go. I used to like do that. You just used to go with them, didn't they?
Are you ref watching?
Teddy Long this time. Theodore. Ref watcher. If you know, you know. It's weird, isn't it? The thing to get into. I mean, when I was watching wrestling as a kid, I was 10 years old watching this. I knew every ref. I knew every wrestler's hometown. Probably knew the weight as well.
Sign of a good ring announcer.
I won't be able to tell you now, though.
No.
So at this point, who do you think's the favourite, like, objectively? Kane, Mr. Ass, Road Dogg, X-Pac.
Many could say Kane because of his just raw strength.
The only former champion at this point as well.
Yeah.
All competitors had singles gold. X-Pac had been a European champion. Kane had been a WWE champion. Billy Gunn and Road Dogg both been Intercontinental and Hardcore champions. Obviously, all of them have been all of them have been tag team champions by this point too.
Yeah.
Kane with a drop kick.
That to me just goes to show that even the big man can move.
It was good. It wasn't as impressive as Billy's, but it was good.
Yeah.
Oh. His big show. Billy's not happy about it. Billy beats Kane. Chair shot from the Big Show to help support. Teddy Long's distracted, got knocked down. As he gets back up, Billy's pinning Kane for a 3 count.
And was wise to get out.
Well, he's got another match to prepare for now. Billy going through to the final for the King of the Ring. Again, if you're watching along with us, make sure you get your comments in the chat. We'd love to know if you're watching along with us, and if not, what are your thoughts on today's WWE versus 1999? Oh, Kevin Kelly interviewing X-Pac. You're one of my best friends. May the best man win. And here comes X-Pac.
At the same time, the one thing with the King of the Ring is if you've got somebody who's got epic music, you get to hear it more than once. As long as they win.
I wonder if they got the pyro back out.
Let's see if they've got the budget for it.
No, not doing the pyro again.
Nah.
Nice.
Perfect way to find out if we're in sync.
North Kakalaki.
Cut the music, let's boogie.
It's interesting, isn't it? Like, of the three, Billy Gunn is the obvious King of the Ring winner. Great look. You know, future main eventer at this point, I thought definitely had all the tools. But you look at somebody like the Road Dogg now, objectively, 26 years later. How was the Road Dogg never a world champion? Somebody who's as good on the mic and had a, like, what am I saying here? Somebody who had a charisma like the Road Dogg Jesse James. How was he never a world champion, Matt Burns?
Either it could be he might have done something wrong in the locker room. It might have upset somebody. That's the only thing I can think of.
I think he's a victim of circumstance, I do. So when
you've got
the Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, all at the top of the card, Mick Foley, The Big Show, you know, certainly a victim of circumstance, a victim of like timing.
I was about to say the victim of the times. Shake, rattle, and roll.
Boom. Knee drop for the cover and a 2 count for the Road Dogg. If you're watching along with us, we're currently at 1 hour, 15 minutes and 30, 31, 32 seconds. I'm choosing to watch on Netflix, also available on Peacock if you're in the US, on DVD if you've got physical media at home. Physical media still always wins. Or however you choose to watch, just sync up with us, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 45 seconds, and we can watch together and you can listen to us for a bit of alternate commentary. You're welcome. And while I'm talking about that, let me tell you about our socials so you can search The Burning Truth anywhere. Just look for the championship belt right above my head or behind Matt Burns, and you can get all our latest news, thoughts, and the guys who run the Twitter. Actually, they do have a bit of a laugh, don't they? So
they are a bit savage, aren't they?
A bit savage. Puck with the kicks.
He's planning. Ooh.
Scouted.
Ooh. It's not popular, but here we go. Is he going to go for it? Nope, denied.
Equally, could have been a really good King of the Ring winner.
Yeah.
Think about, there you go, that's the 3 count. Think about X-Pac and the years he put in. Obviously, he got that win really early in his career against Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. You know, he was seen as a measuring stick for a long time. He'd been a European champion in '99. He worked with the boss's son at WrestleMania. And I just think, you know, they could have chosen now to give it to a smaller guy. Vince always liked the idea of a Mighty Mouse style character. And who else is there as a Mighty Mouse style character than X-Pac, especially as a babyface?
Well, I remember supposedly that Neville was meant to be the Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, the next iteration. Vince always wanted that style character, that Mighty Mouse character.
Yeah.
X-Pac would have, like, he is that, isn't he? He's the underdog. He's the
well, look here. Show respect.
He's the David of David and Goliath, isn't he?
Yeah.
Always. And now we know we've got the main event of King of the Ring '99 is going to be X-Pac against Mr. Ass, Billy Gunn. So that's lined up. So in this first 20 minutes of this live stream, Matt Burns, we've had 2 of the remaining 5 matches. So we've got well over an hour left for the last 3 matches. And you just compare that to today's PLEs, 5-match PLEs.
Yeah.
Where we get through 5 in about 2 hours, 45 minutes. And we're going to get through 10 matches in 2.5 hours on this show.
That's what I mean. It's shocking
to have to the backing of this Rock Undertaker promo video.
That's what it is. No, that's what I mean. In the background music's whole disco. Like, how to get the hype up.
Do you know what? That's the thing about having the Undertaker and Triple H in this team. So Undertaker was obviously the main heel of the group, but Triple H is the sort of up and coming next sort of big heel main eventer coming through. Did him the world of good. Rock bottom. The Rock steals a victory over Triple H, in his title match against The Undertaker. Yeah, baby. Hey, if you're watching along with us, or even if you aren't and you want to just talk some wrestling, get your thoughts in the chat. It's open and available for all. Hit that subscribe button below. Make sure you keep up to date with all things Burning Truth, baby.
That's one thing I will say. Taker and Triple H have always had good matches. Or good brawls.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
You can tell this is earlier rock, because the music's just
your damn roll.
Just whack whack, dead small, dead soft. It's not all like electric guitar and everything.
No, we're not quite there yet, are we? Rock says, know your damn role. Here he comes.
Yeah, first, third generation. You're listening to the commentary.
That was then, yeah. And you know what? How could you not? Because at this time we've got Jerry the King Lawler, Jim Ross, like the voice of wrestling, and the King, just like
golden
commentary. Like my mum's homemade lobby soup stew.
It's always good.
Warms my soul.
It's always good.
Again, if you're watching along with us, just because we had a few people join the stream, we're at 1 hour, 22 minutes and 4 seconds. If you're watching along with us, just pause us and catch up.
If you've got any hot takes in regards to King of the Ring, put them in the comments. Let's hear your views. What do you think?
Yeah, not just on this year's King of the Ring, not just on 99's King of the Ring. How about 2025's King of the Ring? We've got some thoughts on that. But it is now time for the WWF Championship match. Rock's in the ring, and here comes Ministry Undertaker. Is he coming? Seems to be taking him ages to come out the curtain.
Almost as long as somebody else let me know. He'd probably be casing me if he heard us, Kelsey. Because one of his old songs, it's got like a long entrance, and every time you hear it, it feels like it gets longer and longer and longer.
The Undertaker on that slow walk to the ring.
But it adds so much to the presence.
Yeah, and this is it's an interesting time for the Undertaker because we're in that sort of ministry era, but we're leaning out of the supernatural elements of the ministry now. We're not sacrificing people at this point. It's a very corporate ministry. It's very much about control of the WWF and control of the WWF title. It's no longer about weird witchcrafty stuff.
Yeah. And it's during one of the rare times that actually Taker is the champion, because he never had like massive monumental reigns.
That's true.
So when he was champion, you did actually notice it.
Well, you'd hope so.
Oh, you should do.
Four-time undisputed world heavyweight champion, or WWF, WWE champion, if you like, and a three-time world heavyweight champion. Longest reign he had was with the world title. Last time he held that, 140 days. 133 days. He was WWF champion in 97. This reign in 1999, he was champion for only 36 days. So,
36 days.
Combined time as WWE champion, 238 days. Combined time as world heavyweight champion, 207 days. So 445 days total combined as WWF champion or world champion throughout his career, which is crazy, isn't it, when you think about it? How when you think Roman Reigns was champion for, I mean, how long was he champion for?
Mm.
Think about Roman Reigns. Think about that he was, champion for 1,316 days in just one reign. And Undertaker, all his world title reigns combined were only 430 odd. 440 odd. Crazy. But it was a different time. We hot potatoed the title around quite a lot in 98, 99.
Yeah, they did.
2000.
And you know what the scary thing about it is right now?
Yeah.
When this is all said and done, and we finish watching this, have you seen what the next event is?
After
King of the Ring.
SummerSlam? No Mercy. Unforgiven. One of those. Judgment Day.
Nope, and nope.
Go on.
Fully Loaded.
Oh, Fully Loaded. I don't remember Fully Loaded 99. I definitely remember Fully Loaded 2000 because The Rock defended the WWF title against Chris Benoit in the main event. And I think Triple H and Kurt Angle were having a bit of a feud at that point.
Yeah.
But I definitely do not remember Fully Loaded 99. What's the main event?
Main event is Steve Austin versus The Undertaker for the WWF/WWE Championship.
Yeah.
But if Austin lost, he could never, ever challenge for the WWF Championship ever again.
Great.
But if he wins, Vince McMahon could no longer appear on WWF television.
Nice. And you can't see either of those things ever happening, can you?
What's that?
And you can't see either of those things ever happening.
That's what I mean. But then again,
That
we've
is how
also...
you put yourself into a corner, Matt Burns.
Oh, no. The other matches that are in it are quite explosive.
So we've got Undertaker Austin. What else we got?
Triple H versus The Rock.
Yeah.
In a fully loaded strap match.
Yeah.
For the number one contendership for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
We then have Road Dogg and X-Pac versus Billy Gunn and China for the Degeneration X rights.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, vaguely, I remember that.
The Iron Circle match.
And Shamrock.
Yep, and Steve Blackman.
That's like the lion cage, isn't it? But yeah.
This is what I mean. We've then got like a special guest referee match, which has got Big Show versus Kane and the Big Shot, Bob Holly.
Oh, Bob Holly. You know what? How have we watched all of 99's pay-per-views? And we've watched Bob Holly in every single one so far.
Yeah. Hardcore match, Al Snow and Big Boss Man. European title, Midian versus D'Lo Brown. Acolytes rules match for the WWE or WWF Tag Team Championship, which is Acolytes, Hardys, and for the interesting for the
big suplex on the outside from the Undertaker to the Rock. Mike Chioda, ref watch if you know, you know. Mike Chioda just checking on the Rock there.
There's one match I know that'll be interesting for you if I'm loaded for the Intercontinental Championship. Edge versus, ain't he great?
Double J.
So we've got plenty to look forward to for the next
Intercontinental Champion at this point. We haven't seen him tonight, have we? Was the Intercontinental Champion on the last event that we watched? Was the Godfather?
Yeah.
Who is the Intercontinental Champion now? As we go into King of the Ring, I wonder. Well, Jeff Jarrett's the Intercontinental Champion by Fully Loaded, you're telling me.
No.
What?
No.
Midian is?
No, at Fully Loaded, it was Edge.
All right, okay. That's weird. Undertaker's so good, you know.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's some of the matches coming up on Fully Loaded, which will be the next watch along that we do. It won't be next week. It'll be a few weeks before we pick up Fully Loaded, up to 4 weeks away. But we'll try and do it in line with our schedule versus when roughly in 1999 it was. So we're trying to match them up to the
it's
month.
About July.
Well, yeah. So probably sometime in July we'll pull that out, beginning of July. Undertaker really wrenches the arm of the Rock.
Do you want to know who the IC champion is right now during this King of the Ring event?
Yeah.
Ain't he great?
Is it Jeff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Double J. Big love to Double J. Give him granules.
Gingerly.
Adding insult to injury right there. Just as we hit the 1 hour 32 minute mark, 1 hour 32 and 11 seconds, 12 seconds, 13 seconds. If you synced up with us watching King of the Ring 99. Liv Morgan injured this week, Matt Burns.
Yeah, dislocated shoulder.
Yeah, but I was just thinking about it.
Yeah. And you can tell it, by the way, you can tell it's 1999, especially with which way he's just gone through the barricade.
Yeah.
That's how you know. What?
No messing.
Exactly. But yeah, Liv Morgan
barricade and speared him through it.
Exactly. 1999. That's the best way to go through. You know, either over it or under it and everything. No messing. Just get over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, currently, Liv Morgan is injured. I believe it might be a dislocated shoulder. due to a bit of a rough bump from a tackle that sort of went a bit of a bad landing.
A bit
Nobody's,
as Sam Beckett would say.
Yeah, as it would, yeah. Nobody's fault. No heat. Freak accident.
No yeet.
No. funny.
Should have did that. No.
I see what you did there. But here's a question for you. Seeing as we're talking about nostalgia, what are your thoughts on Gunther's first challenger?
Epic. Absolutely the right decision to put the belt back on Gunther. Absolutely the right decision to do it at Saturday night's main event instead of in Saudi Arabia. And honestly, I think they've tick. I think they smashed it because Saturday night's main event's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Which is, where Goldberg made his name for WCW. I just think it's win-win. This whole thing is win-win. The last big match for ring bell. Last big match for Goldberg, probably.
Pause for a second. That to sting just a little bit.
A really good challenge for Gunther. And I don't just mean a challenge for the character of Gunther in his arc, but a really good challenge for the worker Gunther to have to work with somebody as limited as Goldberg and make them look really good. So I think all round, I'm really looking forward to it. In terms of the story, it's got me. Goldberg versus Gunther, I'm in. I'm for it. All for it.
There is somebody who might disagree with you.
Yeah, who's that?
Big Quiche.
The big quiche.
Have you seen the rant?
I just don't pay any attention to it because it's obvious that he's annoyed for his son.
Yeah,
and that's fine. But
no, the problem that you've got, and I can understand his frustration. Yes, it's his son, but then dragging in the whole rumor of TKO with Roman Reigns, even though it's only rumored, not rumor and speculation, not fact or truth yet, and trying to put out an accusation of they're trying to go against the bloodline, blah 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 blah. You're not respecting my family. Where a few other writers, they're saying you're telling writers get fired, Rikishi. Here's a little thing for you, Rikishi. I believe it was Dave Meltzer who said it. He actually turned around and says, "Why are you just there blaming the writers? Why don't you blame the guy who actually made the actual decision, Triple H?"
I think that's fair because then he knows he'll be, pissing off the numero uno guy, the guy who's going to make it going forward.
And there's been many people who have been sitting there saying, "Rikishi, it's fine having a rant, but shut up. You're going to cost your son or your sons their future, potentially."
I just think this isn't the first time Rikishi's spoken up about WWE and the booking of Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah.
And I think it's understandable because he's a father and I'm a father and I get it. But I think it comes across as him trying to insert himself into the spotlight and trying to nudge the creative his way. And I just think that rubs everyone up the wrong way. Nobody has read that story, I don't think, and gone, he's got a point, They've gone, in fact, reading it's made everybody go, "Oh, Rikishi, you absolute bellend, what are you talking about?"
To be honest with you right now, I feel more sorry for Jay.
Why?
Because his dad literally, his dad's opening his mouth when he shouldn't be.
I just feel bad for Jay though. He's the number one seller in the business.
No. I mean, what I'm saying to you,
he's had a reign as WWE's number one guy on Monday Night Raw, the big show the biggest wrestling show in the world on Netflix.
Yeah.
He's had a great reign. I don't feel sorry for him at all. And losing the title, that's the time to do it. That's the time.
No. You didn't get what I meant.
Sorry.
You didn't get what I meant. You sort of went onto a tirade. You've just spoke all the things why it's all good. But the point being is, I feel sorry for him because his dad's not letting them tell the story.
Got you.
Give him time to breathe.
He just thinks, "Dad, shut up. You're hurting my chances of it." I think he's just thinking, "Dad, shut up. You're hurting my chances of a future title match." Maybe he is. I just think Jey Uso has done a phenomenal job this year but he was never going to be the guy long term.
But the thing is, he doesn't need to be. And the best thing about it is, right now, him not having the title, right, as much as people may be upset that he's lost it too soon, how sorry do people feel for him? Which means he's an even bigger babyface, which means more merch sales.
This is where I would sort of position it. Rob Van Dam, Rey Mysterio, Mick Foley, people who had the world title, didn't need it for long. It did wonders for the career, but they were never going to be the guy. So it's nice to have a world title on your resume. Kofi Kingston's another one. We're never going to be the guy, but it's nice to have him on the roster then in an upper mid-card position as a former world champion.
At least he can literally write on his resume, WWE World Champion.
Yeah.
Because bear in mind, think about it, Owen Hart. Did he have it?
$1 Million Man.
Did he have it?
Mr. Perfect.
Did he have it? Jake the Snake? That's what I'm saying. You've got a massive plethora of people.
So many that never made it.
That's what I mean. That never got it, but I still remembered fondly so much. How many people could say, well, case in point, almost every wrestling show I've attended, be it either on a show I'm wrestling on or just doing a ring high or anything, there is not a time I do not see a t-shirt that there's always a t-shirt there that says Yeet. Always.
That's because it's been so popular. It's been brilliant. It's genuinely been brilliant. And I think it was a good reign for what it needed to be. But we're moving on now. We're moving on. And that's okay. You've got to keep moving forward. There'll be other things for Jey Uso to be. The problem is Rikishi wants Jey Uso to be the champion for 1,300 and however many days.
It can't happen.
It's not going to happen. He's not that good.
He's over.
Yeah, he's incredibly over. He's selling lots of merchandise. Brilliant. But, I mean, the issue is his promos aren't good enough. That's the long and the short of it. Because he's a very believable babyface. And his in-ring work is okay. It's passable. You know, it's as good as a John Cena.
But, oh.
Clothesline to Mike Chioda. And now The Rock picks up The Undertaker. Big body slam. And sets him up for the most electrifying move in all of sports and entertainment. It's the People's Elbow. Who's your daddy, Undertaker? JO drops the Who's your daddy, Undertaker? Put the refs down.
I'm gone.
JR, who's your daddy, Undertaker?
Did not expect that on the bingo card. Who's your daddy?
Oh, cool. Undertaker hits The Rock with a low blow, and now he's got
bad narration.
Passing him some. What is it?
It's supposed to be chloroform.
You're going to put him to sleep.
But what I find so bad about it is, it looks like a bit of a borrowed idea from a certain past WrestleMania. Taker's probably still thinking, probably Taker's probably got.
The Rock gets a couple of throws out the corner. Now The Rock's got the chloroform. And The Rock's got the chloroform in the Undertaker's face.
The referee is down.
The Undertaker's going to be unconscious because of the chloroform. Oh, it's the game. It's the pedigree. Boom.
Oh, old school pedigree as well.
Hook them arms.
What I find so funny about this is supposedly the chloroform's on the hanky is so devastating, but yet Triple H left it there so it's still affecting him.
The place to go nuts for Rocky. Oh, come on, Undertaker.
My Undertaker.
Where's my Undertaker? Oh, God. We're back to impressions.
I still find it funny, the fact that he actually had to go into a takeaway, into like a food place, to order Undertaker's foods. And you know deep down that somebody must have asked Paul Bearer, do you want fries with that? Oh, yeah.
Right, we're both getting up now. Quick cover on The Rock, but The Rock kicked out. And now the Undertaker and The Rock back in the ring. Undertaker gets him up. Looks like a tombstone. Tombstone, and he hits it. Tombstone to The Rock. Pins him. 2, 3. The Undertaker retains the WWF title by beating The Rock via pedigree and tombstone.
While under the influence of chloroform.
That was a good match, you know. That could have been the main event for this, quite happily.
Oh, yeah.
Undertaker still selling that chloroform.
A good sell, that is.
Yeah. My favourite WWF title, WWE title as well, for the Big Eagle. I just think it's beautiful. Such a beautiful belt.
But the Big Eagle, not the Winged Eagle.
Oh, no, I much prefer the Big Eagle to the Winged Eagle. I don't think the Winged Eagle makes you look like it's not big enough for me. Like, everything was big at the time. There was the big gold belt. We had the Big Eagle. The Winged Eagle doesn't make you look like a champ.
It's the Big Eagle. It's big, and you can't teach that.
That's it, yeah. Bada boom. Really's pedigree in the room. How you doing? Great tombstone on The Rock as well. Boom. Nails him.
Definitely not kicking out.
Crucifix pin. Not crucifix pin. But plants his arms over his chest for the pin.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Rest in pin. Triple H is going to be the replacement for Shane McMahon.
A suitable replacement.
Hope Shawn Michaels isn't having any of that. Michaels is sorting that.
Don't you think I didn't know that? Good luck. Good.
There's The Rock. So The Rock didn't want to be seen then, did he? But he was there. And now we've got the main event. The main event of King of the Ring.
Tournament.
The King of the Ring final. But it's not the last match, but it is the main event. It's a pay-per-view called King of the Ring. The main event should be the King of the Ring final. X-Pac, Billy Gunn. Looking forward to this. X-Pac, the perennial babyface. Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass. The heel, certainly distancing himself from DX and the New Age Outlaws at this time. Defeated Ken Shamrock, Kane on his way to the final. X-Pac defeating Road Dogg Billy Gunn, and
I'm just trying to remember who was it that when X-Pac was entering while the lights were down, someone drop kicked him. I know someone did. No, there's actually a moment where X-Pac's coming into the ring, the lights are down low, and he's posing. Just as he gets to the ringside, someone baseball drop kicks him completely.
Cripple Mania. Didn't catch on the same as 316.
No.
Bam, bam,
And if I
woo.
recall, I could say something later, but we'll get to that after this match. Scott?
Oh no, save that for when we get there.
That's what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm referring to, though, don't you?
Yeah, and it's one of the stupidest things that The Rock's ever done. Other than now he's messing around with Triple H's booking. It's up there with one of the stupidest things The Rock's ever done. Burying Billy Gunn. Because it did absolutely nothing for him, did it?
It didn't do it Rock any favors. It didn't do Billy Gunn any favors. Ooh. Hang time leaf from Mr. Ass Billy Gunn. And just so you know, everybody, we are at 1 hour, 49 minutes, 20 seconds, 21, 22, 23. The weird thing about it is with these King of the Ring matches, tournaments all being in one night, it shows that, you know, wear and tear on the body can actually happen. And you could use that in storytelling, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Compared to doing all the other matches on another night.
There was just they tried to shove £10 of shit in a £5 bag here, didn't they? Putting all the matches on one night. And I'm sure they did the round of 16 matches on Monday Night Raw as well. But
yeah.
Just too much. Too much.
Would you have been happy with just the semi-final and final?
100%. If it would have given those matches longer, more time, etc.
Yeah.
But we've rammed so much into this show. 10 matches on this pay-per-view, not including dark matches and what was on Sunday Night Heat. You know, the audience is fatigued. They've seen X-Pac 3 times just on the pay-per-view alone. We've seen Billy Gunn 3 times just on the pay-per-view alone.
Yeah.
Feels like TEW booking.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing Total Extreme Warfare Wrestling Simulator.
And it'd be sitting there saying, overexposure.
Exactly, yeah. Which I still think we should maybe do something on the channel with that game.
Referee watch.
Tim White. Andre the Giant's handler back in the day, Tim White. Great referee. Refed his last match in 2002, a Hell in a Cell match between Chris Jericho and Triple H, which ended with Jericho beating the living hell out of Tim White so they would open the door in a bit of a rehash of when Michaels did it to the cameraman in 97.
Hang on, looking the line.
See all that information you just got just from Ref Watch.
That's what I mean.
Got this information just crying to get out.
It's floods. You know, you open the floodgates. Oh,
Famous to X-Pac. Taking too much time there, Billy. Don't you want to win the match? Big kick out from X-Pac. And now this way you want to get the fans behind you now because he's down and he's properly down. He's got to come back.
Billy's frustrated.
X-Pac, X Factor.
Ooh. But he's worn.
Taking too long to get the pin on Billy. Taking too long. Not really pinning the shoulders to the mat. And Billy with quite an easy kick out there. If he wants to win the match, he's got to get in there with the cover.
Boom! Here comes the Mark kit.
Okay. Big kicks in the corner. Those educated feet of X-Pac finishing with that roundhouse. Setting him up now for the Bronco Buster. He's hit one and he's missed one tonight. And there's the third, right on the money, on Billy Gunn. Go busted. Billy gets himself back up to his feet. X-Pac comes off. Clothesline reversed. Neck breaker by Mr. Ass. Lovely cut off.
Yeah. Crisp.
And a kick out from X-Pac. Again, if you're watching this, watch along with us. King of the Ring 99. You're enjoying what you're seeing. We do these quite regularly, actually, as well as all our other stuff that we do on the channel. Reviews, challenge, watch along challenges, news videos, loads of stuff that we do on the channel. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying our best to get to 1,000 subscribers, so every single subscription makes a difference. Please hit the subscribe button, like if you do, and Matt Burns will love you forever.
Yes, I will. I will say that looks a bit landing.
Also got something quite cool, Matt Burns.
Ooh.
If you are a listener, Billy Gunn gets the win. Famous Rock the second row, and that is a win. Mr. King of the Ring 99 is Billy Gunn. What I was going to say then, Matt Burns, was if you are a listener in the US or a watcher, so whether you're listening on the podcast or on YouTube, this is for US-based listeners and watchers only. We have a giveaway starting on next Sunday's podcast episode that we're recording live Sunday night UK time, 8 p.m. We'll be doing our first giveaway. So make sure you subscribe to be in with a chance for that giveaway next Sunday. So that's Sunday give the correct date. Sunday, the 22nd of June, 8 p.m. UK time. If you are a US viewer or listener, make sure you subscribe and watching along to have a go at that giveaway.
I know. Got to be in it to win it.
So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now on the final.
Are you sure?
This is the big.
Feels like we haven't had a tag title match.
There wasn't one?
All right, okay. Just the number one contender on Heat.
Yeah.
And now we're getting the story of the summer. So Austin beats The Rock for the title from the corporation at WrestleMania. But McMahon was already plotting. Undertaker dressed as Kane.
I remember watching that moment live.
It was me all along, Austin. What a great hype video this is.
What a way to literally just
Stephanie.
He always has a good way of saying things, especially in a limo.
Well, that was at the end of the last pay-per-view. I can't remember what it was we were watching.
You can't remember what we were watching?
What the last one was? Oh, it was Over the Edge, wasn't it? That was the end of Over the Edge. Where to, Stephanie?
Stephanie. But then again, you can always say, buckle up, Teddy. Just business.
There you go. No, it wasn't the end of Over the Edge. It was the end of the one before that, wasn't it?
Yes.
The end of Backlash, maybe.
Backlash.
I absolutely love this video, you know. Linda McMahon gave control of the WWF to Stone Cold Steve Austin, the new CEO. Austin just with a tie on.
Coffee breaks replaced by happy hour.
That is now the beer budget. Climb the ladder. Bossman versus Austin. No interference.
No corporate interference. What did I find so funny? If you know, you know. He has a favorite line there, hasn't he? Winner take all. Winner take all.
Comes back Survivor Series 2001, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Here comes the corporation. Well, here comes Vince and Shane anyway. Pretty politicians.
Hang on. Just getting the walk.
He wasn't as bad at this point. It got much worse as time went on. No chance.
Which, if you've been fighting for businesses, I'm just trying to look up some interesting news because he's supposedly been trying to buy into businesses, hasn't he?
Well, I know he's just started his own company, 14 and something. And then TMZ just happened to be on the scene when Shane McMahon was walking through town last week and just happened to. I mean, I didn't know TMZ was a dirt sheet, but they just happened to know that Shane and Vince might be starting their own wrestling company. Oh, it will they, won't they? You know, are they trying to buy WWF? What are they doing? Yeah, just the most staged interview ever. Probably just sort of not teasing, but almost testing the waters to see if it would how it would do.
Well, supposedly the rumor has it says Vince McMahon recently attempted to buy Combat Sports Promotion.
I'm surprised because Vince loves football, right? I'm surprised he hasn't just decided to buy an NFL club
or trying to.
Suitable replacement, Steve Blackman. I can't see it myself. I think we're about to see HBK.
Suitable replacement.
Again, if you're watching along, listening along, we're currently at 2 hours, 3 minutes and 22, 23, 24 seconds. Vince in the ring now with his suitable replacement, Steve Blackman. Waiting for Stone Cold. Well, I think we'll see Shawn Michaels first. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Been caught in the act. There's nothing wrong with him. Now Vince looks concerned because there's nothing wrong with Shane, which means Shane's going to have to wrestle in the match.
You can stay, but you can stay out the match. Do you know who it was originally rumored to be?
What?
GTV.
Goldust.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's ready for the match. Get your G.I. Joe looking ass on the back.
Get to stepping.
Blackman's been asked to go. And now it is the McMahons. And now it's time. The crowd have been there. They've got through so much. And now it's time to hear the glass break. And we're going to get that classic 99 Steve Austin pop.
Bye. McMahon boys.
Good old Vince and Shane.
My boy Brooke won the pony.
Got the briefcase there, Stan.
You know what I'm doing right now? I'm pointing at it. It's not the WrestleMania sign.
Here he comes. From Victoria, Texas.
Just leave the vehicles at home, Austin. Use your strut. We don't want to be running over people. I still find that unbelievable. The fact that they let him drive in at WrestleMania and he accidentally rams the barricade.
I mean, he drives a lot of those things, though. He drives them on his ranch. He's got a license, etc. One of the most competent people you could have had doing it. I just wish he hadn't had so many cervezas before he went out there. A couple of Steve Weisers.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, extreme driving.
Okay. 2 hours, 7 minutes, 48, 49, 50 seconds if you're watching along with us. Main event time. Shane and Vince McMahon versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a ladder match for total control of the WWF at King of the Ring in 1999. And we're on the big brawl now. Here we go. Referee Earl Hebner following Austin while he's taking out McMahon. Oh, Shane tried his best but got put down. Austin sends him off the ropes. This for a back elbow gets ducked. And Luthez pressed to Shane. Off the ropes. Big elbow. This is why he's so good. Funny, this is 1999, so fast forward 10 years, and the biggest guy in the business then is John Cena, right? Fair to say?
Yep, fair to say.
Like, Austin, anti-authority of the generation. You know, he is like core Generation X.
Yeah.
Like, he is rough, anti-authority, alternative culture, swears. You know, it's no longer drinking milk, eat your vitamins, say your prayers. It's very much
Punch your boss. Punch your boss.
Do unto others before they do unto you. And 10
No,
years later, then we've got John Cena, who's very much part of the PG era. But when you take the characters down to the core, although Austin was a beer drinking, beer swilling, rough Texas redneck, the characteristics that he showed as a babyface, that never give up mentality.
Are you saying that? Are you trying to say that Stone Cold had hustle, loyalty, and respect?
Well, the Rattlesnake never had any loyalty, but he certainly had hustle and respect. Certainly,
he had others give him respect.
The big baby faces of WWF and WWE do have a lot in common between them. And think about the guys who, you know, who were really the main star of the company for any amount of time. Hogan,
Savage,
begrudgingly Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels as a babyface, Austin, John Cena, The Rock. Maybe not The Rock. Cody, even today's day and age. And I think it's one of the reasons I like CM Punk so much in 2025, you know, and even in his previous run with the WWF, WWE. Like, CM Punk's the closest thing to Austin we've had since Austin. I would say CM Punk's more like Austin than even like a Kevin Owens is.
No, I can understand that.
Oh dear.
You got to sit there and think the epic game of Jenga.
No. Austin flipping the birds from the top of those ladders.
You got to sit there and think that might be a simple thing, but one wrong step.
Oh yeah.
Steve, acrobat. Gentleman, stuntman.
They're getting the bejesus knocked out of them.
The bejesus. I was just about to say, I could have sworn I remember them falling down.
Yeah. This is the one.
Third time's the charm. No.
I remember them coming down, though. Maybe that's not right.
I could have sworn it.
Did you watch AAA?
Yeah.
The Worlds Collide event?
Yes, I did. I watched it live.
I still haven't seen it, but I did find or read this week, and I was really happy about it. But it seems to have gone down really well. And it was Jeremy Borash that show ran the entire event.
Hang on.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. There we go. That's more like it. I will say, that's one sturdy setup to have one ladder hold the entire thing up on one side. That's some creative construction there. Either they got lucky or someone actually really, really planned that out. Or a combination of both.
Probably. You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? Austin now taking that black ladder down to the ring.
There we go. Double feature. Double feature.
An instant replay. As Austin gets that belt up, gets that ladder up, but Shane comes in and goes straight back over the top into the outside. Vince is back in the ring. Austin's got the ladder in his hands. Oh, and takes out Vince.
I don't think they've got their resumes ready. Well, if they didn't then, if they did,
sorry, Matt, as we come up to 2 hours and 16 minutes dead on the watch along, if you're watching along with us.
Well, if they didn't have the resumes then, one of them does now.
Oh.
Let's safe working conditions.
Oof, taking Shane out.
It's always the Spanish one, isn't it?
Always the Spanish announce table.
You know something's going to be epic when you've got JR saying, I don't like this, not one bit.
Austin's up the ladder on the outside. Shane is sat on the Spanish announce table, and through he goes, one of those elbows. Classic, vintage Steve Austin.
Vintage, Steve.
So back to the conversation we were having earlier on about Triple H and The Rock and WWE creative in 2025. What do you think about the news that The Rock wants to replace Triple H with Brian Gewirtz?
What?
So apparently The Rock, this internal power struggle between The Rock and Triple H. The Rock wants to replace Triple H, just had a creative, with Brian Gewirtz. Oh, Austin just took a nasty landing off the ladder through one of those announce tables. Didn't break. Bounced off it. Yeah, Brian Gewirtz. Used to be head writer of SmackDown once upon a time.
Right.
Now works for The Rock's 7 Bucks Productions. Wrote most of Young Rock.
No.
What, you don't think it's a good idea?
I just feel as though
all the Edge Christian and Kurt Angle stuff back in the day.
It might be good, but the problem is Rock's dragging it. That just seems like just a power play to get more power for Rock.
Oh, 1000%, that's what it does.
Right.
I saw an interesting picture, 3 interesting pictures the other day. It was Vince McMahon's Mount Rushmore of wrestling, and it had Hogan, Austin, Cena, Triple H, maybe something like that. Triple H's Mount Rushmore wrestling. It had like Ric Flair, Harley Race, etc., on. And then it said The Rock's Mount Rushmore of wrestling, and it was The Rock, The Rock, The Rock, and The Rock. Vince climbing the ladder in the ring, going for that briefcase. And Austin low blows Vince.
I remember the amount of times whenever you see a ladder match, everyone was like, do a finish off the ladder, do a finish off the ladder. Never considering the safety of the wrestlers. Almost a Taka Michinoku driver from the looks of it.
Austin Shane's head off then. And now stomping a mud hole in the corner on Shane McMahon.
That was a good drag from Austin, how he did that. Just whoop.
Oh, it's Shane in the corner of that ladder. No comments tonight, guys. It's been very quiet on the YouTube side. We'll be back again Sunday at 8 p.m, Matt Burns.
Ooh. Minute of the Mind is more like a Minute of the Ladder.
And I reckon, Matt Burns, this Sunday coming for the podcast, we do our first ever What If versus. What do you think?
I think that should be interesting. The question is what will be the what if?
And here's my suggestion. It's not in stone yet, but here's what I think we should do. I think we should do what if Shawn Michaels went to WCW after Survivor Series and not Bret Hart.
Okay.
And I think one of us should do what if, what would have happened in the WWF, and one of us should do what if and what would have happened in WCW.
Ooh. That's been a tough one.
So the what if is, what if Vince never told Bret he couldn't afford his contract? What if Vince told Shawn he couldn't afford his contract?
What if Owen was the one who had to leave instead of Bret?
Was he? He's back.
What if Owen had to leave instead of Bret?
Owen was never as big a star as Bret, though, was he?
True. What if the Radicals never come to WWE?
Or what if it wasn't the Radicals? What if it was 4 different workers?
Yes.
What if it was Booker T, Conan, Shane Douglas,
Billy Kidman?
Billy Kidman's another good one,
yeah. What if Booker T and Buff Bagwell had a really good match on WWE? No. On WWE, and we actually got that original planned feud.
WCW as a brand. What are these goofs doing? Shane is on Vince's shoulder instead of going up the ladder so they can get the briefcase. Austin's just looking at him in the corner like, what are these goofs doing?
Go party, go party, go party. I wonder how many kids were sitting there thinking, stop.
And just let's do the stunner. One of the better ones he's done on Vince through the years. Shane, awesome at taking stunners. There he goes. And now it's time to get that briefcase, Austin. You are the CEO of WWF. It looks to be academic. And the briefcase is getting pulled away from him.
But do you know what I find so funny with this?
What?
Did we ever actually get the answer on that?
No. They never came back to this, ever. Wasn't the thing. Austin now on the ladder with Vince doing those big right hands. Kick Shane. Oh, Vince with a couple of shots to Austin. Oh, and Shane pushes the ladder. Takes down Vince and Steve Austin. Shane puts the ladder back into position. And up he goes. McMahon and Austin are down. Shane's at the top of the ladder. And Shane gets the briefcase.
Somebody's lowering the briefcase.
Shane and Vince are back in control of the WWF.
What makes me laugh more than anything about this is why it was never revealed.
They could have just said it was Triple H or China or it was, Midian or Paul Bearer. They could have said it was literally anyone.
Anybody could have done it. Hornswoggle.
Yeah. I'm ready to know what Austin's just said to Vince.
But anyway, I believe we're about to come to an end of
the end. Austin's not happy though. And that is, you're right, Matt Burns, the end of the episode. So that was Royal Rumble. No, it wasn't. King of the Ring 1999. What did we think overall of the show?
I actually, as much as people can sit there saying it's the worst one ever.
Well, not bad, was it?
Was it?
I don't think it was bad at all.
I just think it gets labeled bad because they had a bit of a bad situation with the story, with the whole higher power situation.
Yeah.
The actual event itself was not too bad. Compared to now, too many matches.
Yeah, they tried to shove 10 pounds of shit in a 5 pound bag. Absolutely. Do you want me to give you some of my thoughts? Maybe, I don't know.
I'd like to hear your hot takes.
Okay, so I've probably got 5.
Hang on. Scott's 5 hot takes.
Yeah, as I went through, I was sort of making notes. So, Big Show versus Kane was a snooze fest. For me, it showed in this era that they were both a bit overrated. The match lacked fire, which is ironic because it was Kane. Psychology lacked pace. They hadn't developed much, either of them, at this point. It was too early for them to be in the same match together, single on a pay-per-view. And there's another one in the next on Fully Loaded as well, which I'm not looking forward to. X-Pac and Road Dogg should have headlined the tag division. If Billy Gunn wasn't going to tag with Road Dogg, then it should have been X-Pac and Road Dogg for longer than it actually was eventually. Both were really over with the crowd. There was great chemistry. The quarterfinal match was better than half the card. WWE missed the chance to use this event to springboard them together, I think.
Fair enough.
My third hot take was that the tournament was an afterthought. Even though all the matches pretty much were on the show, all the quarters, all the semis and the final, the tournament itself felt like a bit of an afterthought. and that was fine. Don't get me wrong, that was fine. But my opinion is that it was an afterthought. They said people said the tournament was too short because it was in one night. When I've had a look at some of the reviews, and it had weak matches. I think it was just the DX King of the Ring, and it was okay, but it was only ever mid card. Wasn't as it could have been.
Yeah, I think what also didn't exactly help out of all the actual King of the Ring matches, the one that was the longest out of them, do you know what it was? Road Dogg versus China.
Yeah. My next hot take for me, watching these pay-per-views in 1999, I think it's fair to say that by this point, Austin and McMahon had jumped the shark a little bit and was running out of fire. Austin versus McMahon, one of the best storylines in the history of wrestling, but at this point, it's losing its edge.
I think the reason why it lost its edge is because of, once again, that age-old question of they didn't have an actual answer for the higher power and decided, oh no, we haven't. Our original plan hasn't fallen through. Our backup plan hasn't fallen through. We've got no plan. What do? Let's just do what we know that works, which is Austin versus Vince McMahon. Instead of letting it read,
they've been doing this storyline for 2 years at this point. Austin versus McMahon, and it just hadn't gone anywhere. It was getting repetitive now, and it was a bit cartoonish for me. And then my last hot take for this event, and this is a hot take, but for me, Billy Gunn was the right winner. I think look back and say Billy Gunn winning was a huge mistake. The flip side is that he was over. He had a good look. They were going to push him as a heel. He was one of the few mid-carders that Vince liked the look of as a main eventer.
Yeah.
The real issue wasn't the win, and we'll talk about this when we talk about SummerSlam probably, because that's where it'll come up. But the follow-up with
The Rock.
With The Rock totally kills his momentum. So that's where I am. They're sort of my hot takes.
I feel sorry for Billy Gunn because he was the one King of the Ring who wasn't catapulted into the main event.
Yeah.
We didn't end up eventually in the main event.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because he is a top talent, but that's because they had The Rock absolutely bury him. Now, that's fine and dandy that you got him burying, but who did that help?
Yeah. In hindsight, the biggest missed opportunity of the night was probably Triple H. He didn't even appear in the tournament. And I know he'd already won it previously, but knowing now what we know about Billy Gunn's run for the rest of the year, if you'd have put Triple H over strong in this tournament again, he starts his ascent to the main event in the next 2 months anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you pulled the trigger here, maybe he would have felt even bigger deal by the time you get to the end of 99.
Yeah, the weird thing about it is, I'm just looking at the card right now, and it makes it really, really weird.
What?
Triple H didn't wrestle.
No, he was in his gear, but he didn't wrestle.
He's in his gear, but he didn't wrestle.
Yeah, really strange. Really, really strange. So they're my thoughts on King of the Ring 99. Do I think it was one of the best WWE pay-per-views of all time? No. Where would I rate it? Maybe 2 out of 5 bangers. I don't think it was a disaster. It probably wasn't to the level of a 3, which is what we give some of the pay-per-views. I would say it was a 2.
I'd go for the half, but we don't do half bangers.
We don't. Otherwise, it would be a 10 banger system.
Banging. But anyway.
So yeah, for me, it's 2 bangers out of 5, I think.
It's as much as when people hear 2 out of 5, that's really disrespectful. Not really, because 2 out of 5, that's still not exactly really bad. That's still,
Yeah, we're not giving it minus stars in the Tokyo Dome.
Minus 5 stars.
And at the end of the day, you guys will have your own opinions. And if you disagree, let us know in the comments. And you give it your own rating. Absolutely. This is just how we feel right now based on what we've seen. And like I say, it's just opinion. You might think we're talking utter crap. I mean, I do. So
the thing is, as we've said, it ended up becoming what it is with the times that they had. They managed to get by it, and I think it just gets weighed down by the higher power.
Yeah. The stories going into this weren't the most elite, but I think that's just 1999 for you. All in all, though, I think it was perfectly acceptable, and that's where I like it. I don't think it was a bad show. It was 2 out of 5.
I think you just said it best there. It was passable. It got by. Because bear in mind, if you look at the next show that we're going to be most likely going to be doing a watch along, which is fully loaded, that card looks stacked.
Agreed.
And it looks like it could, it's heading towards the turning point.
Good stuff.
Not TNA turning point.
Not TNA turning point. So I think it's fair to say, remember to subscribe to the channel. We love doing this and we love to do more, and that can only happen if we get loads of people subscribing. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please help us get there. Like the video if you do, and comment who was your favorite King of the Ring winner, and who would you have had win the 1999 King of the Ring? For now, though, make sure if you are subscribed, you're going to watch the podcast recording that we will do live 8 p.m. UK time on Sunday. There'll be a giveaway for our US viewers on that episode. So please make sure you stay tuned for that. From me, thank you very much for joining us on this watch along. I've loved doing these 1999 ones with you. So roll on fully loaded.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it always. But before I say from me and everything, but I got one message that I always have to say. I've even got it on a t-shirt, which I might actually bring back on the next episode potentially. But of course, most importantly, until next time, stay fired up, stay passionate, and remember, DFTBA. And in case you know what that means, don't forget to be awesome.
Wow. It's getting worse, that is,
I don't care.
You can buy that t-shirt and all the others at theburningtruthuk.com. And from me, I'll just say good night and Excelsior.